So now in this video we are going to see how grid layout works in Android. So welcome back folks, this is Shardul Gavande from Ace Knowledge and let's start with our practical. So over here I have my project created and there is by default constraint layout which I would remove and type here as grid layout. So grid layout basically means that we have a combination of rows and columns. Okay, so whatever child components we put in a layout file, they would be in terms of specification of rows and columns. So if I go into my design, so these are my columns and these are my rows. Okay, so first of all what we need to do is we need to define the number of rows and columns we would be using in our grid layout. So I have here Android colon column count attribute as column count. Columns I want 3 and the same for row. I need a row count as 3. So once I have defined grid layout, so let me put some attributes to margin to this grid layout. I guess if it is 20 set, okay, let me select it first and 20 dp. Okay, so I've set some margin and over here now I would drag and drop an image view under this grid layout, and there is already an image in my project, so I'll select this ace icon or ace this new one. So it got appeared over here. If I zoom over here, now this is the first image view. Okay, so similarly, so over here I need to specify this in rows and row and column for this particular image view. So the attribute is Android colon first column layout underscore column equal to 0, column is 0, and layout underscore row equal to 0. So this is column 0, row 0. Next, simply I'll copy this image view and I'll paste it 3 times. I'll change the ID so that it doesn't gives any error. So this was my column 0, row 0. Now I'll go to column 1, row will be the same, and here it would be column 2. So 3 images appeared one after the other. Okay, so I can specify, if I want to specify any padding between the grid layout and image view, I can go over here, and if I say padding, so we have attribute as padding also, padding all or top bottom 20 dp. So this is the difference of padding for this particular image layout I have set. If I select this, the remaining two also, and if I give 20 dp, they would also expand. So let us keep some lower values, and over here padding, if I keep 10, so 10 would be good enough, so it is visible. Okay, so now next I'll copy again the same thing, these 3 things on the next, and this time I'll first change the ID. Okay, it was 5 6 7. Okay, so I've changed the first ID, it's okay, fine. And over here, so first 3, let me minimize so that we can understand. Yeah, so this would be column column, it would be column 0, the same thing, only the difference would be row 1. So it should be on the next line, so row 1 column 0, here column 2 column 1, and row would be 1, and here column 2 row would be 1. So there would be just change in the values of rows. So this was row 0, column 0, 1, 2, row 0, row 1. Okay, Similarly for the next 3. Again, if I copy this and paste it over here, I need to change IDs. So over here I'll type 1 2 1 3 1 4, and column would be 0, row would be 2. Only changes would be in row. Yes, so if I get into design, I get this view. So column 0 1 2, row 0 1 2, so 3 columns and 3 rows. And if I run it and I check, so this is how our view looks in terms of grid layout with combination of rows and columns. Yes, so that's it from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.